It's Tuesday, and that means another edition of West Michigan Stories, this time from Nunica.
Yes, if you've ever been a Boy Scout, a Girl Scout, any kind of Scout, this story is for you. Fox 17's Kevin Craig is live with more on this. Kevin.
Christian, Michelle, we're live at the TURK'S restaurant in Nunica, just really down the street from Grand Rapids. This place is packed for the dinner hour, and they tell me on Fridays and Saturdays there's about a 1 hour wait. That's how great the food is. We preview this whole restaurant in the 5 o'clock hour, but I got to show you just a couple of more things. Some of their more famous dishes. Look down here. This is the Rosie Burger, the lettuce, tomato, the onion, the cheese, the bacon, the ham. This was invented many, many years ago. And then if we pan over here, my cameraman, Eric Florence, says, Kevin, this one's going home with me. He's got dibs on that. That's a pork chop dinner. And look at the platter of onion rings. This stuff is fantastic, and it's some of their best known stuff that they're known for. The Bloody Marys, the Rosie Burgers, the burgers in general, and the pork chops. I want to shift gears for just a minute now and tell you about our 6 o'clock show coming up right now, because here's what we're going to hear about. Many years ago, there was a gentleman by the name of Bob France that started a museum for Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, Girl Scouts, collected all these artifacts and memorabilia, many of which are rare things. What does it look like and what's in there? Take a listen, and I'm sure you'll agree this is something to see, especially if you're a Scout.
Meet 84-year-old Bob France of Nunica. He became a Boy Scout in 1961, started collecting cups and mugs, and the rest, as they say, is history.
I took 3 garage doors out, 5 windows, and put in 2 steel doors, and made that my museum.
The makeshift museum sits just feet from I-96 and is jam-packed with everything Scout-related.
My sister was the den mother, and I had 5 boys, and she said, Bob, you got to do something with your 5 boys. So I joined Scouts.
By 1964, he became a Scout leader and would hold that distinction for the next 31 years in neighboring Fruitport, collecting everything from A to Z.
It's hard to count, but I've got over 6,000 items in here.
And many of those items are quite rare, like Boy Scout dress shoes and hiking boots with their insignia stamped on the solid rubber sole.
These shoes came out in 1950, and they ended around 1960, and they're not available anymore.
The France Museum also has vintage photos from Michigan's #1 Boy Scout, Gerald Ford, shown here at Camp Swansea on Lake Michigan in July of 1924.
The Boy Scouts can't believe when they open the door what's in here, because there's stuff in here that people have never seen before.
Some of the more rare items include paintings by famed artist Norman Rockwell, who painted 17 covers for Boys Life magazine. Don't forget the Rockwell Silver Scouting coins from the 1960s and Rockwell Boy Scout cards, similar to today's version of baseball trading cards.
I've got the full set of Boy Scout handbooks from 1910, which it started in England in 1907.
Bob claims they have more Scout stuff than the National Museum in Texas, including a uniform from 1917, another from 1928, Girl Scout uniforms, as well as hundreds of Scout logos.
This is a Scout second class, first class, star, life, and eagle.
Bob's walking stick is loaded with emblems and insignias from places he's been with the Scouts. There are rare Lionel Boy Scout trains from the 1950s and 60s, and Boy Scout, Cub Scout, and Wolf Scout neckerchief slides. Bob originally grew up on a farm and to this day still maintains a great sense of humor when we ask, are you Bob or Robert?
He says, I don't care what you call me as long as you don't call me too late for supper.
And we're back here live at the TURK'S restaurant. Just a reminder, the Bob France Scout Museum is open only by appointment. So go to fox17online.com. I've got a link to some information there. You have to make an appointment before you come out. And I got to mention something else. There's people that came out all the way from Grand Rapids here. They live on the other side of Lamberton Lake, right by the station. And they came out, Jean Ann and her husband, because she saw the sign last week that we were going to be here live, but you're celebrating a special event. What is it?
Our 30th wedding anniversary.
And you live by Lamberton Lake. You decided to come out. It seems like you're having fun.
We saw the cross here, and we knew that you were across the lake from us, and we love Turks, and so we said we're going to be here for our 30th.
All right. Thanks for spending the time with us. So there you go. People even on their anniversary come here, and of course they watch Fox 17. Have to mention one more thing. These 2 stories that I did in Nunica today came directly from you folks at home. Somebody Facebooked me or they emailed us and they said, why don't you come to Nunica? Why don't you look look at the Scout Museum? Why don't you come to the Turk's Inn and do the backstories on that? And that's exactly what they did. They turned out to be great. A lot of happy people here, and I hope you really kind of enjoyed them as well. We might be in your town next week, so make sure you Facebook us or email us on where we should go and tell us what we should look up and the backstories that we should do. Reporting this week live in Nunica for West Michigan Stories, I'm Kevin Craig. Christian, Michelle?
All right, thanks for that, Kevin.